Welcome back to the main events of Italian diplomatic activity abroad. On August 18, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni took part at the White House together with US President Trump, Ukrainian President Zelensky and other European leaders in a summit dedicated to finding a solution to the conflict in Ukraine. The meeting followed the face-to-face task held in Anchorage between Trump and Putin. If we want to guarantee peace, we must do it together, Meloni said during her address, thanking President Trump for his efforts toward peace. In her remarks at the White House, the Prime Minister also expressed satisfaction that the Italian proposal is on the table, namely a protection mechanism for Ukraine that would in some way replicate the model of NATO's Article 5. We are pleased, Meloni concluded, to contribute to peace proposals. On 21st of August, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Antonio Tajani signed a joint declaration with the foreign ministers of 20 other countries and the European Union, firmly condemning Israel's decision to proceed with new settlements in the West Bank, an action that constitutes a violation of international law, and calling for its immediate reversal. According to Tajani, this plan irreparably undermines the two-state solutions, driving the future Palestinian state and limiting Palestinian access to Jerusalem. The same day, Italy, together with 26 other countries adhering to the Media Freedom Coalition, signed an appeal urging the Israeli government to grant immediate access to Gaza for journalists and media organizations and calling on all parties to make every effort to ensure the safety of journalists. As Minister Tajani has repeatedly stressed, the role of information is essential in revealing the devastating reality of war. Italy and its partners reaffirms their condemnation of deliberate attacks and all forms of violence against journalists and media workers, recalling that international humanitarian law obliges the protection of those who safeguard freedom of information, even during conflicts. Following the joint declaration between the EU and the United States, the task force established by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to support Italian business met at the Farnesina. Representatives of various producers' associations were updated on the agreement announced the same day by the EU Trade Commissioner Marko Sefcovic, formalizing the trade framework deal reached in July and confirming a maximum 15% cap on US tariffs for most EU exports. This agreement is an important step toward providing stability for trade and for our strategic industries, Minister Tajani said. Italy has also supported a constructive approach in transatlantic dialogue for the benefit of businesses, workers, and sustainable growth. On August 19, Minister Tajani traveled to Bern, where he was the guest of honor at the Swiss Ambassadors Conference. He also held bilateral talks with Federal Councillor Ignazio Cassis, focusing on the excellent state of bilateral relations and major foreign policy issues, with full convergence recorded. Italy also supports the proposal by French President Macron to hold a future meeting between Putin and Zelensky in Geneva. I believe it could be the best venue, Tajani stated in Bern. Italy is once again among the key participants of the 31st Sarajevo Film Festival, running until 22 of August. Italian director Paolo Sorrentino received the prestigious honorary Heart of Sarajevo Award, held a masterclass, and is the subject of a retrospective. We are proud of Sorrentino's presence this year at SFF, said Italy's ambassador to Bosnia and Herzegovina Castellani. His participation best highlights the bridge between the festival's history, born under wartime conditions and symbolizing resilience and cultural resistance, and its future, embodied by the unifying power of culture and cinema as tool for dialogue and cohesion. In Sao Paulo, Brazil, the exhibition A Arte Deve Vivere ao Sol, Gastone Novellino, Brazil, has opened the result of a collaboration between the Italian Cultural Institute and the Museum of Contemporary Art of University of Sao Paulo, curated by Ana Magalhães and Marco Rinaldi. The exhibition features 29 works by Gastone Novelli, who lived in Brazil from 1948 to 1954, where he developed his artistic vocation, taught at the Institute of Contemporary Art, and exhibited at the Sao Paulo Biennials of 1951 and 1953.